volume is down because CERCA is loud. Hey, y'all. Look what I was in the bathroom in the think tank with me. This all was in the think tank with me today. You see it. I don't, very rarely do I get to walk around with one book. I just want y'all to know that. Hello. What's the volume on this one? Down low. Hey. We got another follower from the Philippines today. Pretty cool. Did y'all hear that? We got another student that is in the Philippines. Interesting. Interesting. How'd I make y'all feel? India. Yeah, we got a new Filipino that is in the Philippines, not just Filipino in America, in the Philippines. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's like, I'm gonna follow you. I'm so interested. Hey, Tay. So we just keep on getting international students. Ain't that interesting? I think it's amazing. I think it is absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all. Hi. There was something delivered. I have not gone to pick up anything yet. I have not gone. I've been trying to... I don't want us to be people that take stuff. There were some things that we had delivered and someone, I believe, has stolen them, which is not okay. And it makes me really, 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 really sad, right? So that's why I be saying, like, don't take nobody's stuff that don't belong to you. If you see something sitting on somebody's porch, just go on by. Because you curse yourself when you steal, and you better hope it ain't something that is going to help somebody. People are horrible. You hear me? So I be dealing with a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes with deliveries and all kinds of stuff that be crazy. Yes. And that's why we gonna be honest people. WOIU, we ain't taking nothing that don't belong to us. Right. And see, this is the stuff y'all don't be knowing. I be having to be all the way up to the highest level of festivity because folks don't know how to keep their hands off of stuff that don't belong to them. If you see something sitting on somebody's porch, it wasn't delivered to your porch, it ain't yours. You do not get to stop at nobody's house, run up in their yard and take nothing. And that is crazy because you just shouldn't. And you curse yourself when you do. Keep your hands on your, if it ain't yours, don't touch it. And I mean that. And I don't care. I'm trying to help you. Because you can curse you and your children depending on who you taking from. This is a reality. You better keep your hands off stuff that don't belong to you. Craziness. Take from people that already don't got nothing. That's nuts. Character is not something that it runs rampant in the world today. Not real good character. Bad character, but not good character. People blow my mind with the ability to just feel like, oh, it's there, I can take it, really. And, oh, your breath is there, but God can take that too. He ain't did that shit. But he can easily do it. Because you selfish and don't care about how your actions affect another person. That's mind-blowing to me. Moving on. I do not want no thieves around. I'd rather have an unaliver around me than a thief. And y'all hear me say that all the time. It's the truth. I done been around some real niggas. I'm talking. It's rude. Don't ask to come in my live and I'm talking. You see me, don't you? Moving on. It is sad. Keep your hands to yourself. And that's why y'all 25-year-old niece can tell you the story about how I wore her donkey out when she was 3 years old and she walked out of Payless with some sunglasses. Baby, I beat her tail out the car, in the store, back out the store, and I bet you she ain't never put her hands on nothing that don't belong to her. I promise you that. She still tells the story, and she's 25, so that was 22 years ago. You hear me? Do not steal. It's horrible, and it shows a lack of character that you don't care about imposing pain on somebody else or loss. It stings. Yeah, she was 3, and I don't even know where she picked that up because, baby, I don't take nothing that don't belong to me. And she 25 now. She tells the story to whoever will listen. Like it's fresh in her memory. Don't pick up nothing that don't belong to you. You said I did that to my daughter. She was 2. I'm trying to tell you. You teach them young, baby. You ain't got to worry about going to no courthouse to pick nobody up. Because my mama told me if you go to jail, I'm not coming to get you out. And when I did, she didn't. I called my grandma like, don't nobody come. Just pray that I get on up out of here. That's all I need is prayers. I'm about to rock this. But I won't be back here. I don't need nobody go get no bondsman or nothing. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to do my little bid that I got to do right now. And guess what? After that, I'm going to make better choices. You ain't got to tell me twice, because I like to shower when I want to shower, and I want to eat whenever the hell I want to. And I don't like being locked in. I got a little bit of the stuff that don't like being closet, So I got to make wise choices when I move around this place. And I don't like answering to nobody. So then I really need to make wise decisions when I'm moving around in this place. You want to make me sick? Let me know you take stuff don't belong to nobody. I will not be around you no more. I don't care if it's from the store. Because I've been a businesswoman dang near my whole life. And I always had a family, so. That being said, if you don't know how to keep your sticky fingers to yourself, don't bring them around me. I mean that. Just trifling. Moving on. That part. I went to jail for an old ticket and promised myself, listen, ain't nobody got time for that stupid stuff. I like doing what I want to, and that won't allow me to do so. Nope. And that is the difference between a lot of people who just act and not think. Some stuff you can't avoid, some stuff ain't your fault. But the stuff that is, you can't keep telling me the same thing over and over and I believe you. You got about 2 good times, and after that, I everything you say, I realize it ain't nothing, and I'ma just nod my head and be like, okay. Until I see different, I can't think different, honey. Sorry. Actions speak louder than any lying word you're gonna speak out your mouth. Tell me you love me, I should see it. You ain't gonna keep telling you love me and you treat me like the dirt on the bottom of your shoe. Because love don't work like that. And I know how it works, so no. Love don't work like that. You could not say you love a person and keep hurting them. I definitely will. Show me. I'm not from here, but I'm definitely in the show me state. So if that means anything to you, I ain't from here, but baby, don't tell me nothing. Let me see it. 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 Quit playing with me. Moving on. All right. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Middle of the night. Wherever you at. I'm always going to have to put down something around here. Because some people never was taught that. I was getting ready to say that. Let me see it. Let me see it. Get out of my head, Sarah. You stay over there in your own. You hear? Don't come over here messing with me. Now, what's the name of Job's daughters? You know that. Don't tell me. You love me, praise both ways, ladies. Whoever said that was specific to male and female. You could be my parent. I don't talk to my mother very often. Or my brothers. Or the 900 and something family members I got. I never said specific to male or female. I was talking about people in general. Your boss can treat you like ish and tell you they love you as an employee. Never said anything about man and female. Or man and woman. That never even came across my lips. Your kids can say they love you and treat you like crap. You put it there. I know. Get dogs holler. Moving on. Good afternoon, Joy. Hello, everybody. Anyway, so our nephew sent me an interesting video. Let's talk about that real quick. I just Googled Job's daughters and it came up with the Masonic cult for girls aged 10 to 20. Interesting. So we're going to go into a book and we're going to talk about that. So just keep that in your mind. That's going to be for later. Sarah, right on. Keep that right where you at. Screenshot whatever you're going to need because that's going to be useful for what we're going to talk about later. I don't know what she's talking about, but dogs do holler when they hit. You know what? Good morning, afternoon, crazy girl. Listen. First off, let's talk about this. How many of you injures? And if you know what an injure is, it's the ignorant folk. Okay? How many of you injures knew that there was dinosaurs in the Days of Noah thing documentary on Prime and y'all didn't tell me? Oh, so you knew and you didn't? Or you knew and you did tell me? I don't know if I'd be admitting to that. Oh, you knew and you didn't. Mm. Hey, Dad. Mm-hmm. I know you're busy. That's the longest I've ever had to wait to talk. So, it's some people that I know, right? And I don't want you said don't swear. So they say that they love me, but there's information that they be having, even though they be trying to make me stay on here 5 hours a day. Hell, you already know. Okay, but can I still just tell you? I thought I could trust them. I'm talking. Can't you see I'm on the phone? Probably rude to ask if you could come in my live while I'm on the phone. Okay. Yeah. They already knew it was dinosaurs in this documentary. Getting on the boat with Noah. They're also talking about how I said the earth is seven. Remember we talked, you had me teach the class on it, the earth only being about 7,000 years old and the dinosaurs is in the crust. You remember you talk, it's a whole documentary now. And it's brontosauruses and pterodactyls and all kind of stuff. Getting on the boat. But people called me crazy when I said it was unicorns and stuff on the boat. And they said it was a hippopotamus. Then they said it was a rhinoceros. And then they said it was a horse. And then they said it was a... And right in our face on Amazon Prime is a show called The Days of Noah, and it said that in ancient Mesopotamia, as a matter of fact, the very first giant lizard I saw in the show looked just like this, getting on the boat with Noah and his giant wife. This, right here, this one, this. And then, Dad, I thought about it, and I went to my Incredible Creatures book. In this book right here, the one you gave me, these two, crazy. And then I looked in here for the scripture where it said, a reem or a unicorn was around in Job times, the scripture. And Behemoth was around too. Interesting that. It very, 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 very interesting. Very. On the show called The Days of Noah right now on Amazon Prime, if you're paying attention, you're going to see something. But they told me I was crazy. Interesting. They just getting right on the boat. And you know what's funny? The layers of the earth where they find the dinosaur bones is the same layers that they find the giants in. We talked about this. We talked about it. I said, crazy. When I say my mouth was in awe, you said that's what we sure did because that's when I bought the big green book. Okay. They be playing in y'all face because they don't play in mine because I be looking. And I don't care how many folks call me crazy. God just keep on confirming what I be seeing. Thank you, Dad. Now, back to our nephew sending me a video. Very interesting. Who remembers me tell y'all God always leave me with a witness? Now he leaves me with several hundred. Y'all remember CERCA saying that? God always leave me with a witness or whatever was going on. I used to have my friends come on here. It is Queen, 4 parts. I just watched the first one because I fell asleep. But hey, Michael. Okay. I just be wanting y'all to remember that. So our nephew sent me a video this morning, and I'm not going to play all of it. Yeah, it's right here, Pumpkin. It's right here. You see, this the book I had, because when I watched it last night, I said, oh my God. This is one of the first books that I showed y'all that I had. This is behind me on several pictures. You know, 2022. This behind me. This is one of the first things y'all seen behind CERCA when I don't have all this stuff behind me right now. Moving on. And right here in this very let's see if we can find it. It says the unicorns and panthers and tigers and lynxes were on the boat. Down there are the rhinoceroses. The The horses is down there. Okay, you see it. The hippos right there. Uh-huh. The cattle. So you can't say it was that. And reindeers. Interesting. 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 Mm, 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 mm. Now, they revised it and removed unicorn. They did, and guess what? God gave me the copy that got it in there. Hallelujah, anyhow. Never gonna let you. Things died. Gotta be faster than that, nigga. You got to be faster than that. Interesting. Grasp my tambourine and start playing. Hilarious. Yes, ma'am. Got to be quicker than that, sir, ma'am. You see what I'm saying? Well, anyway, moving on. So I hope that you go and you watch that show today. Be very interesting to watch with the kids and the hubby or the wife as well. Because if they think you a little bit crazy, they won't after watching that. I'm going to rewatch it today because I was real tired and restless when I was watching it. And so, you know. Yeah, just stay in a little while and you'll find out. So if you're new, you'll want to screenshot this. Good job. Thank you for telling me you're new. Let me show you the rules here. That way you'll know next time. Thank you, Angel. That way we can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So with that, the days are over. I love you. The kids be right there watching certain shows. I know they believe it's good. It is. I need y'all to watch it today. I need y'all to watch it today. I need y'all to watch it. Now, back to what I was saying. So our lovely nephew sent his TT a video. Now, parts of the video I had seen, and parts of the video I had not seen. Okay? But can I play some of this for y'all? I can't show y'all, but can I play some of this for y'all? And when I do, how long have you been here first? Can you tell me how long you've been here? Because some of y'all might not have made these classes. So tell me how long you've been here. And if you weren't, it's fine. You don't have to answer and say I wasn't here. It's okay. If you were here for what I'm going to say, then you just say, yes, I was here for that. Okay? Y'all got me? Okay. Okay. So if I say, you don't have to say I wasn't here for that class. Just answer and listen for the ones that you were here for. Okay. Okay. All right. So Jace sent me a video today. And I was like, interesting. And there were parts of it that I want y'all to listen to. Okay, put your listening ears on. Please. All right? Put your listening ears on. Oh, no, I wasn't here then. Couldn't have been since 2020. I haven't had an account since then. Here we go.
We are in a state of emergency right now, and people better wake the hell up to what's happening. Get ready for the mother of all false flag attacks.
We begin with the global computer crisis. The worst may be over, but the outage is still causing problems.
In the past few hours, we've gotten some really disturbing news about what's coming to the people of the United States and our infrastructure that we rely on every day to live our lives. They will use you like pawns, so don't fall for it. So a couple of big stories that we're tracking today. All of this thanks to cybersecurity company CrowdStrike pushing a simple software update, as they say. It backfired, brought down the United States banking industry, the airline industry, e-commerce, you name it. Oh, and by the way, don't call 911 because there are nationwide outages of 911 services all across the U.S. When the
It was 22. In 22, did we or did we not talk about all of that? We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Okay, we gonna go step by step. This is mind blowing. Okay. Who remembers me saying you're not gonna be able to call the police? Yep, I seen that video, everything you've been saying. Okay. Yes, I started seeing your videos back then and you were telling us, okay. Okay.
CrowdStrike CEO was asked about it. He looked like he had a heart attack on live television. Either that or he was trying to pass a kidney stone at the time. Watch.
Stay one step ahead of the adversaries. Excuse me. Yeah, just 1 second.
Oh yeah, take a drink of water.
Yeah, that didn't go well. But this CrowdStrike story doesn't add up at all. Remember, CrowdStrike is the company that made up the fake Russiagate story. CrowdStrike was working for the Hillary Clinton campaign. And according to Mate reminds us, the FBI relied on CrowdStrike to independently investigate the hacked DNC servers. So I don't trust a damn thing that comes out of their mouths, and why should you? So when they tell us that a software update caused everything to collapse, don't believe them. Try going to your local bank ATM and take money out. Good luck. Chances are you won't be able to. I thought something was wrong with my ATM card yesterday. I tried 3 times at multiple locations, put my PIN in repeatedly. It kept spitting my card out.
Anybody remember me saying they're gonna turn the money off?
Like I was back in college, broke, sorry, no money. Then a woman tried to do the same thing in the other lane, said, "The bank's down," she shouted. "Oh, the bank is down." Wait, what the hell did she just say? The bank is down? I can't get American paper currency?
Believe God said, while you got the money and while you're able to access it, and before things go up 3 times the value of what we paid for this 2 years ago, to go ahead and get it, because it won't matter if you got money in the bank if they turn your money off. Who remembers me saying, while you have it, go get it before they turn the money off? So it won't matter how much money you have in the bank. Fear mongering. Okay, we ain't even done. Let's go.
See, right now? Oh, right. Most of America's infrastructure is down. That makes sense. Early voting was just starting in the battleground state of Arizona. Sorry, we have to close our electronic voting machines. You can't vote because America is down right now. Come back another time. Meanwhile, don't call 911 because 911 services are also reportedly down in areas all over the country. Last week on our show, we just so happened to be covering how the 911 grid is collapsing across the United States. Journalist Whitney Webb explained how this is intentional, and our 911 services are now being outsourced to Israel.
And actually, there's another company that Peter Thiel funded that's involved.
I'm about to show y'all something.
With developing this pre-crime system in the United States by actually taking over county by county the nation's 911 emergency call systems. This is an Israeli founded company called Carbine 911 that was nominally headed for a long time by Ehud Barak, the former Israeli.
Hold on. Now we gonna come back here, but we about to go somewhere else. Just give me 1 minute.
What's beautiful about this film,
Iran. So there's from now is October 20th of identification that is not issued by the travel from state to state in 2020, and it has to have this government seal on it. Why will I not be able to travel from state to state in 2020? And what's going to happen in the next 3 years that's not going to allow me to do that? Right? The crazy thing is this. We could be care, people not having it, and then also, couple said, in the last place to get to these grocery stores in front of our face, and all you got to do is read the word and look at who Syria it was back then, and Gog and Magog, and all those different people, which is Russia and China, and you literally can see what's happening. In 3.5 years, October 1st, which means you won't be able to travel. What stops that? If you have not already got the new ID, will not be valid. Which means you won't be able to travel. What stops them from putting those same deadlines or those borders, those same, stipulations or whatever on the state borders? There's no reason for Iran. So
It might be my blue one. But in that, right? In that, I said, what's going to stop them from coming over and taking over the states? Who remembers me saying that? And it's either this one or the blue one. What's going to stop them from taking over the states? So if we don't have police officers that we're able to access or have access to that are here, or we have to call out to another country to get police presence here, y'all don't think that's interesting? Who remembers me saying it ain't gonna be no police? We talked about this. Okay.
some people that
Hold on, let's go back.
We are in a state of emergency right now, and people better wake the...
Take a drink of water.
I can't get American paper currency right now? Oh, right. Most of America's infrastructure is down. That makes sense. Early voting was just starting in the battleground country. Last week on our show, we just so happened to be covering how the 911 grid going down across the United States, as the USA Today reported this past week. Is this like an effort for them to say, hey, your 911 network is down? Well, we have the perfect solution for you. It's an Israeli-backed
Yes,
911 network
that-
distracted by President Biden dropping out of the race, or how many shooters try on our 911 emergency services in the United States. Makes total sense when you think about it, right? If I fall down, get hurt, call 911, it'll be routed right through Israel. What the hell is happening? Well, most people have been distracted by President Biden dropping out of the race, or how many shooters tried to assassinate President Trump. Newsflash, it was at least 2 people we now know, and possibly as many as 3. So they want you to look over there while they execute the next part of their plan over here to keep the...
Can I ask y'all a question? When we first started this, I said every time they pushing something over here, I need y'all to not look over there. I need y'all to do what? How many times y'all heard me say that? I said anytime they pushing anything like that, you need to see what's going on in the international climate. Oh, I hear my body is standing up. And you still don't believe God been warning us. Let's kick on.
Deep state in power. President Biden, of course, is just a puppet for the deep state. And don't get me wrong, those are incredibly important stories. Trump's assassination, Biden being replaced. But what is coming is by all accounts bigger and will affect all of us. Hate President Trump. Newsflash, it was at least 2 people we now know, and possibly as many as 3. So they want you to look over there while they execute the next part of their plan over here to keep the deep state in power. President Biden, of course, is just a puppet for the deep state. And don't get me wrong, those are incredibly important stories. Trump's assassination, Biden being replaced. But what is coming is by all accounts bigger and will affect all of us. Pay attention.
What's coming is by all effects bigger, and it's going to affect all of us. Pay attention. Have you or have you not heard CERCA say what's coming is big and it's going to affect everybody? We just had a conversation about people leaving. And I said the Bible tells the scripture about people going to the island, and the people from the island saying, "I'm gonna run," and it's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna affect everybody. We literally just looked up the word "all" the other day, and we found out that means all languages, all creeds, all. We just did that. I got this video. I said, "Oh, interesting. We just talked about that." Talked about it. Pay attention, they said. How many times have y'all asked me, heard me ask y'all to pay attention? Mine too. My hair is standing up on my body too. How many times I said, please pay attention? Now,
To this, guys. What could be so big that it forces us into a lockdown, forces us to use their digital currency?
how many times have I said you might not be able to leave your house even if you want to? How many times have I said you about to have to start using digital currency, and I already know I'm not going to be able to go into their grocery stores because I don't plan on using it. So I'm trying to get all of the things that I need prior to that happening so I don't even have to start.
Forces us to change our behavior? Well, a massive infrastructure collapse, of course. An infrastructure collapse we can blame on another country. As BlackRock CEO Larry Fink just pointed out, you need to force people in order to change their behavior. You need to use force.
Y'all understand that his grandson is a part of our community. Y'all know that. Did y'all know? Anybody knew that? The one that just went viral recently about getting back in. He's a part of our community. He went viral a couple years ago, but he's a part of our. He is. He's been. And now, a man that has been in WOIU for at least a year for sure, I think longer, his grandfather is all over the news for talking about black work. BRICS is what this is called. Let's keep going.
Behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
Of course you have to use force. People don't want your lousy digital currency. They don't want to be locked down at home and told what to do. We knew this.
There was a statement, a phrase I kept saying, you ain't gonna want to go stir crazy, you ain't gonna want to have cabin fever. You ain't gonna want to have cabin fever. You gonna want to be able to keep your mind occupied so you ain't going and doing no crazy stuff. Just in case you can't go outside. You better have something to do. Remembers me bringing up the story in the 60s when my uncle had to rush home because they had an ordinance that you couldn't be out even in the front yard after a certain time. I'm talking and you being rude. Y'all remember me telling y'all the story? And my uncle barely made it in. They couldn't even be out in their front yard at this time. I do not want to scare nobody. I don't want nobody to be afraid, but I do want you to be aware. And it is blowing my mind again and again that every single time we come together, somebody didn't send me a video of everything that has been in every last one of our classes, one way or another. They got folk big distracted. Tay, what have you heard on here right now in 2024 that wasn't going on 2020 in 2022? And I was like, y'all, very shortly, these things are going to be happening. This man been talking for a minute, and I didn't. Do y'all not hear it, or am I crazy?
Was coming, of course. The WEF has been warning us for years that the next pandemic wouldn't be a virus, it would be a cyber attack. The WEF detailed this attack in their Cyber Polygon report. And of course, it's shocking that CrowdStrike is a proud member of the WEF. You can't make this stuff up, guys. So the way to keep Biden in power, keep the deep state in power, is to create a massive false flag that harms every one of us, and then we blame it on a foreign adversary. Like, 9/11, right? That's exactly how this works.
Like what? Like what? Blame it on it like what? When was the last time I told y'all I voted? We just talked about it. Who remembers me telling y'all that I had a dream 5 months before this date? And I kept telling my family that Raw was coming, and everybody called me crazy. I was on the floor, army crawling, screaming, Raw is coming. I was 21 years old. And 5 months later, on my way to my second day at a job at a collection agency, I get up and guess what happened? I've told y'all this story. I pointed to a specific date in It's so important to our news right now. Interesting. Y'all know the page I'm looking for where old boy said he planned to I don't care what nobody say. My daddy be talking to me. Oh, here it goes. Let's read it. The U.S. government has actively cooperated in plans for a one-world government. Former President Bush announced to U.S. See that? Former President Bush. We hear President Trump right now, but former President George Bush announced to the U.S. Congress on September 11th, 1991, that he was working to create a New World Order. President Bush used the term New World Order more than 200 times in his speeches during his presidency. However, the president did not explain to the public what the New World Order really means. The truth is that the New World Order will encompass the creation of a global government under the United Nations with a joint American and Russian partnership. Who in the news? And NATO keep on talking about them, don't they? Keep on. They keep talking about NATO. NATO keep talking about them. They keep talking about NATO. NATO keep talking about them.
because they're our lives. They will use you like pawns, so don't fall for it. Messages of 911 service.
Not some kind of redemption.
And yet rumors are swirling this morning that here's the damn thing that comes out of their mouths, and why should you? So when they tell us that a software update caused everything to collapse, don't believe them. Try going to your local bank ATM and take money out. Good luck. Chances are you won't be able to. I thought something was wrong with my ATM card yesterday. I tried 3 times at multiple locations, put my PIN in repeatedly, and it kept spitting my card out. Like I was back in college, broke, sorry, no money. Then a woman trying to do the same thing in the other lane said, "The bank's down," she shouted. "Oh, the bank is down." Wait. What the hell did she just say? The bank is down? I can't get American paper currency right now? Oh, right. Most of America's infrastructure is down. That makes sense. Early voting was just starting in the battleground.
Now to our regular class. I'm just going to leave all that on your mind. And not in a bad way. I hope you're paying attention. I kept talking to y'all about 2001, the election from 2001. I done talked about that election so many times and showed that exact page. And we talked about what happened 10 years after he put that down. We have gone in depth about that. And now the election that we are experiencing, they are saying it's going to be exactly like that specific. I said, y'all, they gonna get old Joe out the race. Y'all remember me saying that? And then I stopped myself because I said they might try to unalive him. And then I stopped. I didn't say it, but y'all know what I stopped at. Well, it was the other one, but he's still leaving the race. I stopped in mid-sentence. Y'all know what I mean. Because I felt that part. It's somebody. Okay, it was this one, but he still left the race. So both things happened. It was just one where I stopped and said, over here, and then over here. Do y'all remember us having that conversation? Anybody? Y'all remember? I said he's not gonna be in this. I just want to kind of run back through to see if the people that's been here understand us talking about this. And now all of it is what? Worldwide news. Every single class, everything. All in one bunch. Everything at all the same time. Oh, so you gonna type what I'm gonna say before I say it? That's what you're gonna do, type. I'm not nervous. I just want y'all to understand that I know I get up here and I talk a lot, and I know I probably say the same thing over and over and over. It's because it's real. And there are still people that are still asleep, and it blows me that they can do that, but some people can sleep through anything. You said been here since 22. You the reason I was prepared for barrel. You went through barrel? Thank you. Dean Circle, I pays attention to class, picking up all that you putting down. Thank you, Miss Moore. I need y'all to do so. I need you to put all these little coins in your pocket. Wink, wink. Hello. Hello. Are you understanding that we have to be ready? Are you understanding? Y'all picking it up? You said they hit me up for not Divine Nine Customs. Huh? You getting us right on together, General Frizzle. Laughing but very serious. Hear me. God told us every single thing that was going to happen. Come on, y'all. Be honest. If you've been here the time you've been here, I had dreams last night and it looked like a huge fireworks, but it showed images of a devil face, people saluting for war, and I covered my ears and cheeks every time they went off. Other people was watching and their faces was burned badly. Oh, it burned on their faces. Interesting. Please make a note of that. What time is it? 2:20. Okay. Hello. So, understand, okay? We're not going to let that take the whole class. But understand. I used to tell y'all, I know y'all don't think this stuff is valuable right now, but here in a minute, baby, it's going to be super valuable. You hear me? Listen. Yep. Yeah, we going to suffer, but God also told us to get ready. He did. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. Okay? I have the chills. So glad I see it happening. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen. God will warn you, but it's up to you to pay attention. It's up to you to not have your head in the sand. It's up to you to look outside of what you always see. It's up to you to look at what you normally would not look at to get information. I told y'all, I said, I know y'all don't think so, but God brought you here for a reason. You might have to help some people. Hey, you might have to, you hear what I'm saying? This information that you get here is not just for you. It's for everybody around you so that they can be prepared. Okay? You said, get ready so you don't have to be get ready. Oh, okay. Worst thing you want to do is be running around when a disaster is happening and trying to find what you need. I don't care what nobody says. I can think better if I already got the most basic things that I need. But to have to be running about thinking about everything that I need and I can't get access to my money, I can't leave out the neighborhood, the stores is down, that is a weight that I don't want to carry. And I would hope that you all wouldn't want to carry it either. Do you understand? I'm not trying to scare nobody. But I would be saddened greatly. And when I watched that Days of Noah movie last night, y'all, it brought tears to my eyes because I understand. He was I'm going to just tell this part. He was looking out. People were throwing stuff at him, vegetables. I said, they threw vegetables at me too, Noah. They threw the vegetables at me too, Noah. Don't worry about it. They did. They threw the vegetables at me, Noah. Do you hear me? Brought tears to my eyes because I experienced it. I experienced a whole group of people angry, shouting and throwing vegetables at me, just trying to help them and tell them what was coming, and they threw vegetables at me. You just watch that movie, y'all gonna understand which side y'all was on. Y'all gonna understand who your grandpappys and mamas was. It's okay. I know you about to get you a history lesson on the day, and hopefully you'll be different from them. But if I remember correctly, I was getting vegetables and stuff thrown at me too. And arms raised at me. And people was calling me crazy while they was turning up and doing what they wanted to do. And now look at the door is closed and look at God. And things that have never happened before is happening right now. Houses and shoes. Come on. Come on, Tay. You was here when they throw them at me. You was here. Now, I'm going to run to the restroom. I need you to get a device or your Bible where you can read the regular Bible. And then we're going to be in our book 2. Okay? Okay? I got to run to the restroom. We're going to be in our book 2. But you also... We done put down the torches and pitchforks. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. You said throws a vegetable at you. Listen, y'all been doing it. Oh, I'm tough now. See, I got my... See, my daddy know what to send me. Thank you, Joy. Right? But he got me all the way together. Because if I have to get to you niggas from afar, just in case he send me I might have to get y'all before y'all get here. You hear what I'm saying? Before you can even pick up while your arm is in the air to throw a vegetable, it could very well be something to stop the whole darn thing. Do you understand? My daddy, he came and looked out for me. He made sure. And then he made a way, you hear me, for me to play fruit slicer games. So I could play Fruit Ninja for real in real life. You hear me? I can play Fruit Ninja. I can do it. I can play Fruit Ninja in real life. You see what I'm saying? I got my Fruit Ninja knife. You hear me? I dub thee before I have to snub thee. You hear me? You can be dubbed or snubbed. You figure out when you come over here, what you want to do. You figure out if you want to be dubbed or snubbed. Do you hear me? That's what you're going to need to figure out before you walk over here. You need to figure out what it is for you. Dubbed or snubbed. I need to know what's going on now. In real life. Figure it out. Think long and hard about it. Before you come over here wanting to throw stuff my way. You hear me? Dubbed or snubbed. What you want? Whatever you need. Nah. Listen, I'm about to run to the restroom real quick. And then you're going to need your book 2. Bree. No. I ain't had time. Shh. When shall I take it, nephew? When shall I take it? Tell me. I might be able to do it because we used to build them as a kid and make the sticks and put the thing. I might be able to do it. Who knows? I might be able to do it. We're going to see. I'm pretty capable of doing a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to run to the restroom. Okay. I'm going to run to the restroom. I hope these maintenance people ain't about to come and knock on my door and have my door open. Just hold on. I have a feeling they're coming to my house. Oh, he left. Good job. So, I'm going to run to the restroom, and then we about to do our studies, okay? We're going to be in a couple places, and that's because we're going to do a couple different things. But let me run to the restroom. I really need to make some coffee, but I'm not. So, give me like a couple minutes. I might make some blueberry tea. Okay. And y'all know I always got to tell y'all about my snacks. I finally got them, but I didn't buy them off TikTok. I got them at CVS or Walgreens. I can't remember which one. And did. The peelable mango candies. I don't like the outside, but I do like the inside. The outside is edible, but it ain't my kind of texture. But the inside, they only $2 too. Y'all already tried them. I might be late. Yeah. I went on and had some. So if you don't want to buy them off TikTok, you can buy them at the we'll be out and we'll. They got them at CVS or Walgreens, one of them, whichever that brand is at. The nice brand. Wherever they at. You're welcome, pumpkin. Yeah. So, now, on to class. I bought some donuts today in Walmart and started singing the song. I told my daughter about that. She loves you already. I told her what you said, too. She said, yup, yup. Nothing is okay about that. You do not get to call your grandma Big Bag. You don't get to do that. You do not get to call your grandma Big Bag. Okay. So, real quick. For those of you that stayed around, and I know a lot of the stuff that I said was a lot to take in the beginning, I want to give you a hand clap and a pat on your back, because y'all don't know me from Adam and y'all listened, and believe me, there are people that have known me for years that didn't listen. And I know for a fact that some of those people live in some of the areas where some of these disasters has happened, and I know they thought about me. And the people that didn't listen, that are watching it on the news, specifically my ex-husband, all the stuff that I used to wake up and be frantic about and tell him, he was always the witness. You know, I remember I told y'all he would go to work and it would be on the news, whatever. I just woke up and told him at 3 o'clock in the morning, by 7 or 10 o'clock that day, it would be on the news. So I know even he, when he goes through and he looks at this kind of stuff, I know he be thinking, dang, I should have treated her right. Yeah, you should have, and you should have believed me, because everything that came my way, God told me to tell you before it happened, and you didn't listen. So there's that. And there's that. Oh, I don't worry about it. When it's my time to go, I'm going to be out of here. But the fact that I was able to help some other people not have to suffer as much as they could have, that is all worth it. Me and Krista went to Walmart, and we are so glad we listened when we did. It's so expensive now. I bet it is. I bet it is, sis. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So, can y'all go to Genesis 41 for me? NIV version, preferably. Genesis 41, please. I went to the store. They got turntables now at the exit. Yeah, because you ain't going to be running out of there with nothing. We talked about that. Yep, Genesis 41. Please. Please. Y'all ready? My last item will be here Thursday. Good job. Good job. Hey, Naisha. Ooh. Y'all ready? Here we go. We're not going to read all of this. We're going to skip around. So it says, when 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile and went out of the river, there came up 7 cows, sleek and fat. And they grazed among the reeds. And after them, 7 other cows, ugly and gaunt, came up out of the Nile and stood beside those on the riverbank. And the cows that were ugly and gaunt ate up the 7 sleek, fat cows. And then Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, were growing on a single stalk. After them, 7 other heads of grain sprouted, and thin and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 healthy, full heads. And the Pharaoh woke up, and it had been a dream. In the morning, his mind was troubled. So he sent for all the magicians and the wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but no one could interpret it for him. Right? So we're going to skip down here to 14. Verse 14 says, so Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon when he had shaved and changed his clothes. And he came before Pharaoh, and Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream, and no one can interpret it. But I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. He said, I cannot do it, Joseph replied to Pharaoh, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, in my dream I was standing on the bank of the Nile, and when out of the river there came up 7 cows, fat and sleek, and they grazed among the reeds. And after them 7 other cows came up, scrawny and very ugly and lean. And I had never seen such ugly cows in all the land of Egypt. The lean, ugly cows ate up the 7 fat cows that came up first. But even after they ate them, no one could tell that they had done so. They looked just as ugly as before. And then I woke up. In my dream, I saw 7 heads of grain, full and good, growing on a single stalk. And after them 7 other heads sprouted, withered and thin and scorched by the east wind. And the thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads. And I told this to the magicians, but none of them could explain it to me. And then Joseph said to Pharaoh, the dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years. And the 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. It is one and the same dream. The 7 lean, ugly cows that came up afterward are 7 years. And so are the 7 worthless heads of grain scorched by the east wind. They are 7 years of famine. It is just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow. Then all the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance in the land will not be remembered, because the famine that follows, it will be so severe. The reason the dream was given to Pharaoh in two forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. God keep bringing something to you, it's because it's about to happen. Who remembers me telling you that? When God keeps letting the same thing come to you, it is to prepare you for what he has already decided he is going to do. And God wants you to be okay. That don't mean the crazy stuff ain't coming. He wants you to be prepared even though you can't stop it. It sounds very familiar, Mari. There's nothing you can do because God didn't he made up his mind when he told the prophets a long time ago at the end times, these are the things that it was going to be happening. It was going to be like the days of Noah. He made up his mind when he said it was going to be famine, and then the World Health Organization said the world is in food famine. It is a real thing. It doesn't matter if you believe it. Just because your homeboys and your homegirls, and hate to say it, your pastors and bishops cannot discern the things that are going on in the news, don't mean everybody can. Just because they don't want to ruin your mood, don't mean God won't send a prophet your way to say, hey, get your stuff. Because whether it had not happened when Pharaoh had the dream, but God made it up in his mind that he was about to do something. Understand that. God had enough grace to give the information to who the church people today would be considered a sinner. But that sinner had the resources to prepare the people. You know who was in the midst of the Egyptians? God's people. Well, that's the second time I've had the dream, and I mentioned earlier, but slightly different. Both terrifying, but the second was worse than the first. I didn't see the people damaged the first time. Oh, okay. You need to write those down, Sarah, time and date. Do you get it? That's why I want y'all to go watch that documentary, because, baby, if your mind ain't been prepared, it will be after that. I don't want to scare nobody, but I do want you to be prepared, because whether you want to think about it or not, it is happening in your face. And God has given us time to prepare. Do you understand? Not saying it's happening today, but it is. Literally. I mean, we just, that now makes sense. Makes me wonder if his people wasn't there, would Pharaoh would have gotten the notification? Probably not. You hearing me? You picked up what I put down, didn't you? There are some people that are going to be saved just because they connected to the people that God put on this planet to warn them. He had to be in jail in Egypt and able to decipher the dream. But plenty of God's people was in the midst of sinners at that time. Remember I told y'all when I used to be in the lion den type situations in the hood? The very person that probably, if they could, they would have took advantage of, and God said, oh no, not this one. Nah. You can do whatever you want over there, but this right here, I'm protecting right here. Don't even worry about it. I got it. And then there will be people that will come out the woodwork and was like, that. You didn't have to say nothing, because I had already put it in my mind that if anything would have. Okay? You hear me? There are people that will give you knowledge. told you, it ain't for right now, it's for later. Please understand that no matter what, whether it's the end of the world or your bills, God has already provided the information, but you have to be willing to receive it. And even if it's not happening right now in your area, in your face, on your news, don't think that it ain't happening. God prepares his people so that they can adjust. It doesn't mean that what's going to happen is not going to happen because you're prepared. It actually means the opposite. That's why God told you to get ready. Do so. He says 7 years of plenty is coming. You gonna have 7 years to load up. It's gonna be extra money. I'm gonna let the vegetables and fruit go plentiful. You gonna have more than enough to store and to feed the people. But in a minute, y'all, that's gonna be a memory in y'all mind. It's very interesting. What was 20 to 23 like? From December of January 2020 to about July 2023, stuff was all right. Folks was still getting extra this and extra that and extra this, and it was people helping with this and that, and you could go get help for pretty much everything you needed between 2020 and 2023, could you not? Right? Or no? They giving out extra stamps still? They giving out extra unemployment still? Is they giving you thousands and thousands of dollars to help you pay your rent still? Is they giving you money if you miss in any work that you could just say, oh, it was because of this, and now you get a big fat check to your house? Are they letting you write off a whole bunch of rent that you don't have to pay because it was during this time? Have groceries, the price of groceries multiplied? So now you get less groceries for more money. My job been changed the policy. You can't work more than 60 hours. Oh, okay. I'm going to say this and then we're going to leave it alone. Do y'all remember when everybody was getting the extra food stamps and all of the extra help, and I was saying, please don't blow this money on all of these trends? You need to be buying this stuff while they are giving you extra stamps because they know something is coming. And they are giving people the opportunity, but they don't care if you waste it. They're going to say we gave it to them. It ain't our fault they didn't do what they were supposed to do with it. Do y'all remember me saying that? Early on, and even throughout the first year, I kept saying they're going to cut. When did they cut the extra EBT stamp, the whatever it was, in the 23? In 23. In 23, cut all the extra pandemic EBT and whatnot, right? By July of 2023, wasn't no extra nothing, right? March. So by July, which would have been 3.5 years, and I took my last bit of stamps. They did have and bought the first stock of package and emergency. Oh, okay. Right after they took everybody's stamps, can I ask you a question? You said Ohio just started again. Okay. Right after they took everybody's stamps, did not the groceries, the price of them accelerate around between March and August? Because y'all was sending kids back to school. Between March and August of 2023 is when the groceries went up, didn't they? Like crazy. Right. That's why before July, pretty much it wasn't no pandemic extra $500-$700 for no groceries. So 3.5 years, if we go from January of 2020 to July of 2023, is 3.5 years. Exactly. When you could go get a PPP loan for 20 grand and ball out, you could buy as much expensive stuff, cars. People were renting multi-million-dollar homes. It was plenty of money everywhere. It was plenty of assistance. It was plenty. Where is it now? After July of 2023, where is it? Tell me. It was crazy to think that 200 or 300 could just last a month, and now $1,000 goes quick, and you get less food. Okay. Did we talk about this? Did we? I said we about to go back to living like we own Little House in the Prairie. You know what was happening around that time too? Even churches are asking for food donations. I just seen it the other day in your area. Okay. It's amazing when you reach that point of realization that we are literally on our own. Oh, okay. You said that show was on my TV this afternoon. Okay. Pantries giving our MRE. You lied to me, Tay. You said pantries is giving out MREs. I just left the pantry earlier. They are giving out toiletries. Okay. You said it's true, Ida? We haven't had pantry in 2 months. Yes, I'll have to see. Oh, okay. In Rockwall, Texas. MREs. Because I was going every month, and you haven't been able to get it. Come on, Queen. Let's keep going. Here we go. And now let Pharaoh look for, oh, excuse me. And now let Pharaoh look for it. They hit both of them at the same time. I guess they said, that's all we need. They stopped both of them at the same time. This one went first, then that one. Interesting. You had to go out and come back in. Well, they stopped them over here. No. This one went out first. YouTube went out first, and then this one. I'm over here hitting my phone. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get off. Not get off, but get off of this. Do y'all remember me telling y'all that the reason that they SB me is because they are trying to figure out how is it that we were planning for something that they planned however many years ago, but the people don't know about it, and they ain't put it on the news yet. But we knew before. They tired of me. They are. That's why they've been hot in my list. Because every single thing on our list is things that we're going to need during this time. Isn't that interesting? Good evening, afternoon, Auntie. I said it ain't because we should have been over. I know the numbers. I can see them, but I know why they doing it. Have I not been saying that this whole time? I know why they doing it. Because they keep trying to figure out what. You, Auntie, that part. I said, I know y'all don't believe me, but God really be telling me what's going to happen before it happened. And this is why I be by myself a lot, because I don't care who believe it. I'm going to get ready. Because he ain't lied to me yet. And not just about these things, about everything in my life. I told you, he'll tell me 2 days before somebody gonna knock on my door that somebody gonna knock on my door, because I don't, it's always gonna start on me because I don't get visitors to my house like that. So I'll start feeling 2 days before I get a random knock on my door. I'll start checking my door and feeling like I got, and then somebody knock on and I'll be like, okay, that's what it was. Because, baby, what is this? And I'll get that random knock. So even down to something like, I believe him in everything, and it always happens. He always confirms. And then 2 days later, here we go, like, oh, what was that? You hear me? So, I told y'all, he told me that my 2 most recent people that I was in relationships with, I kept feeling them. I was talking about them. Boom. On the same day, they inboxed me. One tried to call, and one tried to inbox on the same day. I said, ooh-wee. The list is there. I can't post it again. It's not just like that. It's in my bio, but you can go on YouTube and go to CERCA TROVA 22 and then type in survival and survival 2.0, and it's on there. You just look. Girl, that's down like 30 or 40,000. And that they quit counting at 379 or 397, and then I've just been going down ever since. And then no matter how many people add in a week, they take them. That's been since like August of 22. Even though we get new followers every day, several, like, and then I keep having to follow other people back, girl. They've been taking them. I told y'all how many they take. Y'all be thinking I'll be joking, but it be a lot of people still following us. And then, they stopping it. We would have been way over that. Listen to me. Yeah. The first year, Amber. Because I got screenshots to prove how many folks was being added a week. Mind blowing. Y'all got to think we was getting 5,000 new followers a day, 10,000 new followers a day at one point. And then when I stopped talking about the Giants and then I started talking about that other stuff, they said, we was going to let you have it. But now you're getting too deep and you're talking about too much stuff, so we just going to keep you over here. And I don't care because it's still getting out. You hear me? It's still going where it need to be. We going to do what we need to do here. It's still getting where it need to be. Folks are still getting ready. Folks are still. So, it is what it is. Anyway, you're not getting no notifications. A lot of people don't, and they can't find my page. Oh, I know. Even on Google, it'd be playing. Oh yeah, I had to keep telling y'all. I told y'all in the beginning. They been knew who I was because I used to be putting stuff other places before it happened. They know. You have to search for your name here too now. I told. I'll be right back. So now even on YouTube, you gotta search for me. It's just not pulling me up because I used to be the first thing. I'm way down. I done beat it. I already know. And then Auntie told us you can't even find my survival list. WhatsApp let you know. That's why I haven't been in class. I believe it. I be How many times y'all done been in here? Somebody said, man, every time I try to click on a thing, it'll roll over it. I've been searching for you for months. It won't pull you up. And I said, well, I told y'all to follow over here, but they playing over here too. Only way you get it is if you get tagged. Wow. That's cool. That part. Y'all could have never found the list. I just watched the list and yeah. Now I have to search. I used to be right there. Yep, they said they be putting me all the way down at the end or not on even on the live thing at all. I'm trying to tell y'all it's a conspiracy. I'll be right back. I hope y'all believe that God really do want us to be ready. And that's why I go so hard doing what I do, because I believe what God says. Okay? So let's get this going real quick, and then we'll get on to the fun stuff. Okay. All right. It says, and now let Pharaoh look for it. Oh, what's the definition of discerning? Not discernment, discerning. What's the definition of discerning? Thank you. I'm not worried about it. I'm just putting it out here. It's recorded. I'll be telling people where to go to look for the videos. Having or showing good judgment. Having or showing good judgment. So discerning is having or showing good judgment. So when you receive some information, you have to make a judgment about what you're going to do about the information you receive, right? Right? You can do nothing, or you can do something about the information that you've been given. So he told him, you need to find you somebody that's wise and makes good judgment for what I'm about to tell you. Okay? He says, and wise men, and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh appoint commissioners over the land to take a fifth of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. Y'all realize he just came from prison. Y'all realize he came from a place where nobody, you just got, I ain't listening to you. You don't have no whatever, so why should I who are you? You don't even go to church. You a woman. You got your stomach out. Why should I listen to you? You in a cult. That lady is crazy. Y'all should not listen to her. Okay? She's a fruit. You hear me? Pharaoh could have said, why should I listen to you? You a prisoner in my jail. He could have looked at the situation that Joseph was in and said, why should I take some advice from you? You ain't nobody. You live lower than I live. You ain't got half the stuff I got. Why should I listen to you? Because you look at a person's life before you'll take advice from them. You don't know that a lot of the people that's on Skid Row and stuff like that used to be Harvard graduates and scientists. And not everybody out there started out in a bad situation. Some of those people are the smartest people on the planet that are covered in rags and dirt. Because they gave up on the world because they know the truth. Can tell you what to put your money on and everything, baby, and change your life. Just because they don't want it don't mean they don't know how to tell you to go get it. Just because I don't desire to live in a big fancy house. I mean, if I wanted that, I know how to go get it, but it don't do nothing for me. I like the simple things, and simple makes me super happy, and y'all have seen it over 2.5 years. There's a lot of things that I could have did to change my life. But just because I don't have it or don't even desire it, don't mean I don't know how to tell you to go get it. But when you look at me and you assume that I don't know, then you cheat yourself out of information that you could have had that could have changed your life. Because I don't have on the attire of a minister, or if I'm not hollering and screaming and speaking in tongues all day long in here, or got the Bible up about to throw it at you, you don't think my word's valuable? Well, that's okay. Don't hurt me none, because I still got the information. I still know the famine is coming, and I still know how to prepare. You hear me? Because I believe God when he says he's going to do something. If he tells me something is coming, I believe it. That part. Here we go. They should collect all the food of these good years that are coming up and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh to be kept in the cities for food. This food should be held in reserve for the country to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt, so that the country may not be ruined by the famine. Google Joseph in Egypt. Genesis 41. But you know I'll be wanting y'all to go look for it. So let me ask you a question. Did he give Pharaoh a whole bunch of instructions? He said, cut back now so that you can eat and survive later when there is none. Take a portion of the money that you use right now and go get your stuff so that when it's not available, you will have it. Is that not what he said? Which means ain't nothing going to waste. No, he listened. He did listen. That's how Joseph, yeah, he listened. He did listen. That's how they made it, because he listened. And that's why Joseph was promoted to where he was promoted to, because he didn't only save, he saved everybody in Egypt and the surrounding provinces that they took care of. I keep telling people they refuse to listen. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. And I'm not trying to be funny. When I was asking y'all to set aside a little bit every month to get your stuff, I said you don't got to start out small. He didn't say take half. He said a fifth. We don't know what a fifth was at that time, but he said a fifth. He didn't even say a tenth. He said a fifth. If you take for the next 7 years, he was an asset instead of a liability. Come on. But look now, I said, y'all, I need y'all to go over y'all finances. And I need you to start taking a certain portion of your money. I don't care if it's $50. I don't care if it's $100. Instead of going out to eat, instead of doing this, not saying you can't. I said, I need you to put this up because it's going to come a time where it's not going to be available. That is exactly what Joseph told Pharaoh. And had they have not taken that little bit every single time that they were reaping for those 7 years, there would have been nothing for the 7 years that it wasn't plenty. But because they did a little bit at a time when the time came, they were able to make it through, because it is coming. No, you don't have to stop your life, but you do have to prepare, because whether you want to think about it or not, it's happening. What God said is going to happen. You said you've been doing the $100 saving challenge, but you need to buy what you need to buy. Because they just showed y'all with this Microsoft thing, if the computers don't work, they can't sell y'all nothing. I've been saying that. If the power is out, they can't sell you nothing. So then what are you going to do with the money? You've done that also. Okay. You said, and stuff is going up. Okay. I don't want y'all to be frantic. I want you to be wise and discerning and understanding what is going on. God will keep warning you, as he did with Pharaoh, to get ready. Buy an extra 5 cans of food a week. It don't matter what it is. But if you believe God, then you believe that there are things that are coming on this earth that have never happened before. And you can, it's hard. About 2 years ago due to my mask. Okay. However it is, you need to have your stuff because God is warning us. Yep, I live in Alabama. I heard some management talking about getting rid of registers. Thank you. Yep, I live in Alabama, and I heard some management talking about getting rid of registers. Did y'all hear that? Nobody knows how much time, but it's definitely getting closer. So you just do what you can. Don't stress out. Don't. You can't worry about the time. I don't exactly know exactly when, but if you own any news station on anything and you have your eyes open, it's happening. Little by little, I told you I was not going to be all at once until they got everything in plan. So while they think we sleep, you need to be at every food pantry that you can get to. And people are like, well, what if I can't move it? Okay, you'll be able to think about that. But did y'all hear what that man said? He said people don't want to be locked in their house. But that's going to be a thing. Don't matter if they want to or not. He said you got to force it. Okay? I told y'all you might not be able to call the police. You might not be able to go to the hospital. So preparing for these things when they are not only saying them on TikTok and everywhere else, but actually on the news, telling you to be prepared, you need to. Because just like people didn't think they was going to be getting trapped in another city or wasn't going to be delayed or couldn't work, they didn't tell you that was happening the night before you went to sleep. You woke up and it was just a thing and it was nothing you could do about it. You just had to deal with it. If you didn't already have what you needed to be where you was at, it didn't matter. It still happened. Gonna throw these seeds in my yard, bunk the fertilizer. Okay. I asked my coworker what is people gonna do when there's no power because you work in a hospital, right? And she had no words. Oh, okay. Most people don't. But for I'm sorry, Jace to send me that. I said, nephew, it's everything we've been talking about. And it's all in one video. You work in the ER. Oh, okay. Joe bought me an emergency kit with bandages and stuff. He orders extra medicine for himself. Come on, Sarah. So, have y'all noticed that the government has been doing something with the bees? Therefore, it's no pollinating our fruits and vegetables in our garden? Which will create a shortage of anything, right? You want to know when that really started being bad? In like 2018 or 2019. Because when I had my second garden, none of my stuff grew. And I had to get out there, and the things that did grow, I had to pollinate it myself from the male plant to the female plant. And it was the only thing that I had to do grow was okra, a few squash, and I think I got a few tomatoes. But I planted peppers and all kind of stuff. None of it came up. Garden flourishing. Thank you, God. Sis, I dehydrated some garlic shoots and was so excited. Okay. I just saw the government tearing down greenhouses that was feeding the community. Yes, somebody told me to get some pollen and pollinated it myself. I was like, not me doing in vitro with flowers, that part. And you learn so much when you do, Queen. Yes. Yes, I have little brushes and Q-tips for pollination. Plant some flowers in your garden. Yep. That's what I use. I use Q-tips too. I'm like, well, I mean, okay. Y'all got it? So we gonna stop there, and then we got to get to some fun stuff. Let me go make me some coffee. I don't know if I want coffee or tea. I might make tea instead of coffee. We gonna see. Nigga, we gonna see. Highly coffee. Just a little bit. dehydrated some blueberries, apples, and bananas. I'm so proud of y'all. Come on through, family. Makes me excited. Now, learning to make bread to barter. Learned in Haiti how to make a makeshift oven with bricks and wood. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my glasses. I have ordered $1,300 worth of stuff. Good job. They burned down an Amish community because they were feeding people fresh bread from their land. Oh, I know. I believe it. And they told them they couldn't sell their meat and eggs and butter and all and cheese and everything. It's a real thing. Just as a tip for someone, I'm doing writing down recipes that I will want to use. Yep. All of that. Okay. Well, let's get to some fun stuff for a minute here, and then I'm going to go lay down. I was looking at some names and stuff. Oh, that part. It's the name I need y'all to look up. It's Damasus. Damasus, but it's spelled Damysus. Damysus. Who is it? In the Greek, it was the fastest giant. Ah, hold on now. And I know I'm right here in this area, but I'll come back to it because I know it's over here. I know it's right here. Hold on, give me 1 second. We have done studies on dragons. Okay. So if you have the book of Josephus, right? I'm about to show y'all something. Who got the book of Josephus? Y'all got the book of Josephus? If you have the book of Josephus, the one that I have, if you go to chapter 6, it's page 41. Okay? At the top of page 41 on the right-hand side, right? It says, it says, there is also a mark of their ancient denomination still to be shown. For there is even now among them a city called Mazaka, which may inform those that are able to understand that, I'm sorry, y'all, my eyes. So that was the entire nation once called. Thyras, Thiras, also called those whom he ruled over Thracians. But the Greeks changed their name, or changed the name into Thracians. And so many were the countries that had the children of Japheth of their inhabitants. Blah 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 blah. Right. So the Thracians that we talking about, the grandchildren of Noah, right? What do you mean? What's the book number? It's chapter 41, chapter 6. The speed of his feet was extracted by Kenteros Chiron, who, yeah, right. Stay right there. Okay? So, this person that we just read about, okay? What is it? First of all, he was from Thrace, or he was a Thracian. Okay? And we understand that is out of the line of Japheth, or it was one of Noah's sons, basically. Like great-great-grandsons or whatever. Right? But look at this. What is a cadaver bone, or a cadaver knee, or a cadaver whatever? And what do most people get the cadavers from? They graft bones into people's bodies from who? Donated bodies. They come from a dead person. Right? Dead things. So this guy, as you stated earlier, his son, now let me read this right. Just listen. Okay? Crazy. I said, wait a minute. It says a Thracian gigante, or giant, from classical Greek mythology. Now, who do we know the Greek people are? Who are the actual deities of Greek mythology? Thank you. Who are the actual deities of Greek mythology? Who were they for real? We're not the Chaldeans, or it's two other names I'm looking for. The Babylonians and the Assyrians. So when I'm reading about this, I'm actually reading about an Assyrian or Babylonian king that went and found a dead person's bones and took them. Just watch this. It says, Damasus was the swiftest of all the giants, basically, or giganti, who warred against the gods. According to the legend, when Thetis attempted to test her infant son Achilles for immorality, by burning him in a fire, his father Peleus snatched him up just as the child's heel was scorched. To replace the missing section, Peleus exhumed the remains, of Damasus and took the Achilles ankle bone, which was forcibly inserted into the infant's open wound. Next, the child was made to consume a number of elixirs which magically bound the replacement bone perfectly to the body. In some versions of the story, it was the centaur, a creature from Greek mythology, half equine, and half human, entangled with issues of boundaries and promiscuity. Charon, or Cherion, however you say his name, and not Peleus, who performed the limb replacement surgery. So there were people that were ancient Mesopotamia that were taking bones from dead people and repairing the Achilles heel and whatever. So why are they talking about his groundbreaking surgery? Because they use cadavers right now. This I know. Because they used the cadaver in my mama. First she had a pig knee, then she got another knee. Now she got a titanium one. What groundbreaking surgery? They were already doing it in ancient Assyria and Babylon. Frankenstein. Come on. Ain't that crazy? Did anything come up when y'all looked up the name outside of? Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Do you know, did any other businesses come up with that name? They just took my cousin into surgery as we speak. Wow. You hear me? Did y'all look it up and see if that name came up in any medical procedures or any medical instruments? Now they analyze people for their organs and skin. They was doing it back then too. You said, I wish you was my school teacher. Well, you're more than welcome to stay here. I am the teacher. What? You're more than welcome to stay. I'm the dean and the teacher and the principal and the attendance person and everything. You're more than welcome to come on in. You hear me? Right now you seeing gaming stuff. Really? Interesting. What y'all got? What y'all got? What we got? It's been up there. It's a work week company. Interesting. Thank you. Work week. Interesting. Ain't no medical. Oh, work wear. Oh, okay. Fix blades and knives, and you can buy Damasus. Okay, a saw blade. There's a saw blade called this. Would you need a saw blade to saw a bone? Huh? You would need a blade to cut the bone and the piece to put it where you need to put it. They use miniature saws and things in surgery, right? I don't know if it's a bone saw or not. It's a medical blade? Is it? It says for your brain? You gotta cut through bone to get to the brain, don't you? And it's a combat and utility knife. Mm. Mm. It's also a clothing company too. That's what they did on Grey's Anatomy. Interesting. You know your nieces love your cousins. They call them Spartan blades. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Hello. Okay. All right. I just wanted to see. It's a technology company as well. Okay. Let's go somewhere else. We'll come back to that one. All right, the next one is D as in dog, AITYA. And if you have the book, wait a little bit so other people can find it. It's a butcher's saw. Interesting. D is in dog, A is in apple, I is in igloo, TYA. If you have the book that I'm reading out of, wait before you answer and let some people get a chance to go find it. I'm saying it now. Yeah. You can look it up on the internet. DAITYA. Who is it? Tell me. First thing I saw was a race of Asuras in the Hindu myth. Okay. All right. What else you got? Hindu mythology are giant evil spirits known for their opposition to sacrifice to the gods. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Huh. You said, damn, I gotta move faster. Oh yeah, you got to move over here, honey. This is we get sit in around here. And do. Okay. So let's see what it says. It says a race of hostile giants from Hindu mythology. A race of hostile giants from Hindu mythology. The nocturnal, I believe it's Datya, or Daitia is the collective name for the gigantic sons of, I don't know if I'm saying this right, is Kasyapa or Kasipa. Well, I don't know how we're saying this. I'm going to say Kasyapa because that's what it's looking like. That might be wrong. By his wife, Dita. The term, I believe it's deity or data, or I don't really know. I didn't look up how to pronounce it. Is limited to the antediluvian period. What is the antediluvian period? What's considered the antediluvian period? What is it? Before the flood. So these angry sons of this person, these angry Hindu giants, lived before the flood. Interesting. And they were hostile. Really? Have we read more about there being hostile giants? Yes, it is. Excuse me. It says, as all of the Datia, I think I'm saying that right. We're gonna call them they died in the flood. It says the whole race of these Hindu crazy giants died in the flood. You hear me? Hold on. Interesting. It says, I believe it's the Datia. I don't know how to Datia. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Another book missing. Auntie. The Datia. Here we are now. Are similar in Hindu mythology to the Titans of classical Greek mythology. In the book of Genesis, the word deities, or I want to say deities, I'm thinking this is where we probably get this name, is denoted by the word Nephilim. I'm going to say that again. It says these giants, right, in Hindu mythology, are what to the Titans of classical and Greek mythology. In the book of Genesis, the word, I believe is Datias, is denoted by the word Nephilim. After, y'all, my eyes are crazy. After the Sumatra Manthana, the churning of the ocean, the Datia rose up against Deva when he took possession of the cup of, is it a merit star or Emir star, which is crazy because there's an Amira star. When I saw that, when I read it earlier, I thought about the Amira star, which is crazy. And it's very glamorous in there. But were defeated and driven back to Patella, or hell. Before they returned, the Datia admitted the supremacy of the users of the discus and the mace. Over time, this battle became distorted and was eventually retold as a battle between demons and gods. Who remembers me saying that the evil spirits now are the spirits of the giants that lived prior to? Y'all remember? Same wordplay. What was really interesting is that we know that Job's nieces were the Nereids, and they have the Danads in here. And it's just very interesting Like Electra is in here, like Carmen Electra or Electra Girl. Those names are mentioned in the Daynads. I'm not going to go over them because I'm about to get off of here. But the Daynads, you should definitely go look into it. Because you know who's mentioned in here? Cleopatra. A lot of other known names that we know. And the Daynads is all of this and all of this. Some very interesting stuff in here if you go looking. The Daynads is all of this. And then it goes to Dark Elves. It's some names in here that you might see in some of our other books or even in our biblical timeline chart. Interesting, Doobie. Very interesting. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Danaid. The daughters of Danaeus. Now, what's interesting to me is I wonder if Nereus or either Job, because the story about how they move around is real interesting. And the marriages that they had is very interesting. So I would like for y'all, when y'all get time, to go through there and look at those names and get your bullet journal out or your piece of paper and just do your your spider web searches, because it's gonna be real good. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. So there's that. Y'all all right over there? Hey, Mr. Hardy, we better go. I definitely am gonna have to go and get my glasses redone, or whatever it is. Because when I say these eyes are getting crazy, the words be blurring in and out. It is a serious thing. And I got my thing that's in there. You're welcome. So I want y'all to know, TT sis is not trying to scare y'all, but I do want y'all to have y'all stuff. I know I say it every day, and that's because it's a reality every day. Okay? You can go to YouTube, and we have over 1,000 classes under the live tab on YouTube. I was just outside barbecuing, and when a storm brushed past us, knocked over my table, broke my canopy, and all my good food. Oh no! It's in my room, Mari, on the floor, because I was using it in there. I'm about to go back in there. I'm gonna lay down and take me a nap, and then get up, and because I had pulled out some stuff, and I've been sticking some stuff. I was looking for something that I want to do a class on. And so I figured I'd come give y'all this and then get back to my studies that I want to finish doing the class on. It's the same as my name on here. Just type in CERCA Trova. You on your way to the pantry, Auntie? That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'll probably be back. I mean, because